Good morning. So I have just rolled out of bed. I'd like to walk through a small practice this morning, and we'll see how it goes. My kids are upstairs, we're ramping up for the day. You may hear them yelling down to me. Yeah, let's get started. Apart. To find your hip distance, bring your fists to touch. Bring them to the inner edges of the feet. This will align your heels relatively under the joints of your hips. So we want them under the joints, not under the outer edges of the hips, because that'll bring our stance wider. So a nice hip distance foot stance. Ground through the feet by pressing the feet down into the earth. Lift the kneecaps into the thighs, engaging the legs. Roll the shoulders back and down, opening the heart. And if you notice your front ribs begin to flare out, draw them in. This will help lengthen the lower back, pointing the tailbone down to the earth. In. Roll the shoulders back and down. Engage the fingers, spreading them wide, and turn the pinkies in slightly. Lift the gaze and press the chin towards the back of the neck, so there's a long line between the heels and the crown of the head. Breathe into the body. Finding that balance between the inhale and the exhale. The balance between grounding down through the feet and allowing the crown of the head to spiral up to the ceiling. Let the breath be long and steady, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling through the nostrils. You can engage your Ujjayi breath by gently allowing the breath to hit the back of the throat with the inhale, just with a small restriction, creating the sound of the ocean. And maintain this control of the breath throughout your practice. Inhale, bring the palms to touch above the heart. Exhale, press the arms down with intention. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, allowing each movement to connect with the breath through your practice. Letting each movement be the same length and consistency. Inhale, palms to touch. Unlock the knees slightly. Exhale, dive over the legs with a long spine. When the belly touches the thighs, release the head and shoulder. Inhale to a flat back. Engage the legs by pressing the feet down, reaching the heart forward. Exhale, fold completely. Reverse your dive. Bring the gaze forward first. Sweep the arms out to the sides, up and overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, Samastiti, mountain pose. Inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Reverse the dive, coming all the way up with your inhale. Exhale, Samastiti. Let the spine lengthen, the crown reach to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. The legs are strong. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, ground the hands and step back to plank. So setting up plank, your feet are hip distance apart. Your hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers spreading wide. The hips are in line with the heels and the crown of the head. Or you can drop the knees down and have the hips in line with the knees and the crown of the head. If your head comes down, bring the gaze about a foot in front of your hands so that your neck lengthens. With your next exhale, slowly begin to lower down, bending the elbows, keeping them squeezing into the ribs. Once you're down, the belly touches, point the toes, and inhale, peel the upper body away from the ground, one vertebrae at a time, rolling the shoulders back and down. Press into the hands, come to tabletop, curl the back toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. In downward dog, your knees can be bent as much as you need. Press the mat away with the hands. Wrap the shoulders around into heart center as if you're hollowing out to the armpits. The hips reach high and the heels reach directly back and down. Perhaps the knees begin to straighten. Release the neck by giving the head a little shake. And bring the gaze towards your ankles, your knees, your thighs, or your navel. The end of your exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, roll the shoulders back so the heart reaches forward, the legs are engaged. Exhale, fold. Reverse your dive. Gaze comes forward first. Sweep the arms up overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, Samasthiti, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank. Again, knees lifted or lowered. Reach the heart forward. So if your toes are curled under, gently press into the toes so your heart reaches forward. Spread the shoulder blades away from one another across the back and slowly lower down. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs. Belly touches. Point the toes. Inhale to cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Or upward dog where we press into the hands. Pull the hips forward slightly. Let the gaze come up. The shoulders roll back so the heart is open. And the thighs lift up off the mat. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Breathe into the body. Press the mat away with the hands. To support your wrists, spread the fingers and press down through the base of the index finger, the thumb, and all the knuckles. The palms will gently cup the mat, helping to support your wrists. Release the head and wrap the shoulders around into heart center, stabilizing your shoulder joints. And at the exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Palms come to touch. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, ground the hands, step, hop, or walk back to plank. Hold for the inhale as you set yourself up, spread the fingers wide, knees lifted or lowered. And exhale, lower down, squeezing the elbows to the ribs. Belly touches, inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, back through to downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. End of the exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. The knees can be bent as much as you need, but press down through the feet so your heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, strong legs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to plank. Hold for 1 breath. Inhale, lengthen. Reach the heart forward. Spread the shoulder blades as you press them out away. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. End of your next exhale, bend the knees deeply, step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bend the knees, drop the hips. So we're going to come to chair pose where our knees in line with our toes. So if our toes are pointed out, so are our knees. We want to keep the outer edges of the knees parallel, feet hip distance. That means your knees are hip distance. Hands can come to hips. Lengthen the lower back by pointing the tailbone down. Reach the arms forward and up. Press the shoulders back and down. Spread the fingers, turn the palms up slightly. And breathe into the body. Let the heart reach forward and up as you point the tailbone down to the earth. And if you look down, you should be able to see your big toe, so let the weight come into the heels. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, ground the hands, step back to plank. Reach the heart forward, press into the toes or the knees. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the left foot in, step the right foot forward, warrior one. So you can square your hips forward by walking the right foot out to the side slightly. Sink the hips low, press down through the outer edge of the back foot so the back leg is straight and strong. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up as you press into the front heel, sinking into the hips. So your hips are squaring forward, your shoulders are squaring forward. The shoulders drop down away from the jawline. And the gaze comes up to the thumbs. Perhaps the palms coming to touch if it's all right on your shoulders. Exhale, ground the hands, step back to plank, and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the right foot in, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Again, square the hips forward. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, soften into the hips. The back leg is straight and strong, pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot. And the back toes are pointed forward, about 45 degrees angle. Lengthen the lower back, and imagine you're trying to lift your spine out of your hips. If you look down, your knee should be on top of or behind your front heel, and you should be able to see your big toe. Exhale, ground the hands, step back, and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, back through to downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths. End of your exhale, bend the knees. Step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up to chair pose, Utkatasana. Lengthen the lower back, let the heart reach up. And the toes become light. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands down by the side. Inhale, hands to heart center. And exhale, breathe here for a moment. Taking 3 deep breaths. Inhale, bring the hands down, bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank and lower in 1 breath. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, step the right foot forward in between the hands. So if this is a bit of a challenge, you can step the front foot forward as far as it will go, and then walk the back leg behind to sink the hips. Drop the back knee down, flatten the top of the foot. So we want our front knee on top of our front heel. And we're going to walk back out of the lunge. We're going to do an engaged lunge pose here. So what we're doing here is we're tucking our tailbone under. So you're really drawing your front ribs in, and pressing down through your left knee. This is going to engage the back hip flexor. The arms reach forward and up. Soften the shoulders from the jawline. And then keep pressing down through that back knee and let the front knee slightly draw towards your baby toe. So you're trying to pull your body forward with that front leg while maintaining the engagement of your back hip flexor. From here, we're going to release, sink into our lunge again. Drop our left hand down and extend the right arm up to the ceiling into a twist. So imagine you're stacking your joints. You want your bottom wrist underneath your shoulder, your next shoulder, and the fingers extend to the ceiling. Your gaze can be down, forward, or up to the top fingers. Focus on lengthening the spine and sinking the hips low. For an added challenge, you can curl the back toes and lift the back knee. Drop the top arm down, ground through the hands, step back to plank, and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg to the ceiling and step that left leg forward. Again, if it doesn't come all the way through to the hands, you can walk the back leg behind. And now I'm coming off my mat. Walk forward. Sink the hips. Drop the back knee down. Top foot flat. The front heel's underneath the front knee. And then I'm going to walk out of the lunge and engage my back hip flexor. So press down through the back knee. And if you find you need an extra padding for your knee, you can fold your mat over. So press down through the back knee. Lengthen the lower back by pointing the tailbone down to the earth. The hands come forward and up. And maybe that front knee draws towards the baby toe as you continue to press down through that back knee. Exhale, ground the hands. We'll bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Extend the left arm up to the ceiling. The gaze can be down, forward, or up to the top fingers. Focus on lengthening the spine, sinking the hips, and pressing down through that right hand so that we're opening the heart. If you'd like an added challenge, you can curl the back toes and maybe lift the back knee. Drop the top arm down. Press back to plank and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths in downward dog. An alternative is to come to wide-legged child pose while you're taking your 3 breaths and help the body regain center and balance. And take a moment to notice if you've still engaged your Ujjayi breath, so that ocean noise, as you restrict the back of the throat and allow the breath to enter like the sound of the ocean. End of your next exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step, hop, or walk forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, Samasthiti. So coming down onto your mat, we'll extend the legs forward into Dandasana. Let's move any fleshy bits out of the way so that our sit bones are perfectly grounded. If you're leaning back slightly and your back begins to round, you can just unlock your knees a little bit. This will help, then by pressing into your sit bones, will help lengthen the spine and allow you to come forward a little bit more. Over time, you can begin to straighten the leg. The hands come next to the hips to begin. Roll the shoulders back and down, and the gaze comes to the big toes. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold over the legs, taking hold of the legs wherever your hands fall. So avoid overreaching your shoulders and rounding the spine. We want to let the spine lengthen. Excuse me. And the forward fold come from the energy of the legs. So by doing this, what we're doing is we're lengthening the spine with the inhale, and as you exhale, you're pressing your hips behind you, letting the heart reach towards your toes. The hands are there just as a gentle guide. Remember to roll the shoulders back and down, keeping the heart open. And just gently grab the legs and pull forward slightly just to help maintain the steadiness of sinking into the hips with each exhale. Each inhale, the spine lengthens, becomes a little taller, a little longer. And each exhale, maybe the hamstrings begin to soften in the lower back. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And this time, as you exhale, we will round the spine and maybe taking hold a little further with the feet. Continue to pull the shoulders back. Release the head and shoulders, and notice how that changes the sensation along the backs of the legs, the lower back. Maybe up along the spine, the neck and shoulders. But maintain the use of the breath as a tool to help further into the posture. Every inhale, expanding into the body. And every exhale, maybe sinking a little deeper, maybe pulling on the hands a little more. Maybe the elbows begin to bend. Soften the forehead, the jaw, the tongue. Keeping the eyes open. But letting the gaze blur so that you're halfway between internal and external. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And exhale, release. We'll bring the right foot into the inner edge of the thigh. We're going to come into a twist. Bring your left hand behind your back, just below your sit bones, like a little kickstand. So press into the mat to lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach the right arm forward and up. And then hook the elbow to the inner edge of the knee. So what we're doing here is we're creating space for your belly. So this is great for those of you who carry a little excess baggage in your belly area or who are pregnant. Lengthen the spine, keep the palm engaged. So spread the fingers, press the elbow into the inner edge of the knee and the knee into the elbow, and then press the heel down as you lengthen the spine. From here, we're going to start our twist from the lower vertebrae, moving up along the spine. Slowly twisting open, then the heart. And the last thing to come will be the gaze as it follows the back shoulder. Inhale, unwind the twist. We'll bring the right hand behind the lower back. Now, if you prefer to take the first variation of the twist, you may take that now. Otherwise, we're going to move a little deeper on the other side. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Press into your little kickstand behind the body and hook the elbow to the outer edge of the knee. Lengthen the spine with the inhale. And as you exhale, slowly move into the twist from the lower vertebrae moving up. So a few variations here. You can stay here, or you can come into a bind. A bind means wrapping the arm around the knee and hooking hands. Whichever variation, push the arm into the knee into the arm, and press that heel down to lengthen the spine. The last thing to twist will be the gaze as it follows the back shoulder. Release the arms, unwind your twist, coming back to center. And we'll extend the right leg forward. And into the opposite side, bring the left foot to the inner edge of the thigh. Your right hand comes behind the back like your kickstand. Inhale, extend the left arm up. Hook the elbow to the inner edge of the knee. Press into that kickstand and press into the front heel so the spine lengthens. And as you exhale, slowly move into your twist. The last thing to come will be the gaze to the back of the shoulder. Spread the fingers wide. Keep the body engaged. And the extended leg is also engaged. So the toes are flexed to the knee and the toes are pointed up to the ceiling. Unwind your twist. Bringing the left hand as your kickstand, extend the right arm up and hook the elbow to the outer edge of the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale into your twist. Now, if you'd like, you can stay here. Continue to engage the body, or you can move into your bind by wrapping the arm around the front knee and hooking the hands. Release the hands, unwind your twist, coming back to center, extend the legs. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, and exhale to a forward fold. Breathe into the body. Release the head and shoulders, letting the spine round. And this time we're going to take our hands to the bottoms of the feet. So if we're not quite reaching, you can bend the knees, and we want the wrists to be touching the toes. So you want the big toe to be able to press into the wrists. From here, you're going to lengthen the spine with the inhale, exhale, fold, release the head and shoulders. Round the spine and begin to press the toes into the wrists as though you're pressing into a gas pedal. So it's going to help stretch the shoulders, the upper back. And resist the toes by gently pulling the hands back towards the body. Release, inhale coming up, and exhale, hands down. So the next posture will come to, there's two variations. So first we'll start by finding our hand placement, bringing the elbow down, the hands next to the hips, bring the elbow down. Where your elbow is where you want your hands to be placed. The wrists are underneath the shoulders, spread them wide. Begin to point the toes, and then lift the hips towards the ceiling. Keep your chin tucked to start. Imagine you're trying to bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, hips as high as they'll go. And once you're comfortable here, squeeze the shoulders behind the body, and then allow your head to come back onto that little pillow you've just created. Alternatively, you can bend the knees, ground through the feet, lift the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades, and let the head come back. So the first variation will be less challenging on the shoulders. This one is more challenging on the shoulders. So if you have any shoulder issues or the sensation is too intense, you can choose the first variation, but that one can also be challenging in other areas of the body. Exhale, lower the hips, coming back to seated. And we're just going to scooch over to the outer edge of the mat. Bring your right knee bent, letting it open to the side. If you need to support your knee with a block, you can go ahead and do so here. And the same cue goes to, if your spine begins to round, you can just unlock the knee, helping to lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold over the leg, taking hold of wherever your hands fall. Keep the extended leg engaged by flexing the toes to the knees, whether your knee is bent or not. Inhale, lengthen, let the gaze stay to the toes, and exhale, reach the heart towards the foot and press the hips behind you. If your knee is all right here, you can engage that leg by pressing the knee down with the strength of the leg, not with your elbow. And breathe into the body. Again, soften the forehead, the jaw, the tongue, and allow the gaze to become soft so the eyes stay open, but imagine you're trying to see both side walls at the same time. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Bring your right hand behind the body, about a foot behind the body. We'll sweep the right arm forward as you press the left toes down, lift the hips, pressing the hips forward, let the gaze come behind the body towards the fingers as it falls behind towards the floor. Variation of Wild Thing. Slowly lower the hips down, coming back to center. And we'll scooch over to the other edge of the mat, to the right edge of the mat. And we'll bend the left knee, bringing the foot to the inner edge of the leg, the thigh, the knee falling down. And again, you can support that bent knee with a block if you'd like. The front knee can be bent if you need. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And exhale, hinge over the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach the heart to the toes, the hips press behind the body. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Bring the left hand behind the body to the mat. Spread the fingers. Inhale, reach the right arm forward over the body and behind as you press the right sole of the foot down, lifting the hips, pressing the hips forward. So it's a gentle back bend, a side stretch. The gaze comes towards the fingertips. And breathe into the body. Bring the hips back down to the mat, moving with care. Coming back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together. Drawing the feet in towards the body as close as they'd like to go. Take the feet like a little book. And flex your toes towards your ankles. So we'll engage the feet a little bit. Again, if your knees are a little sensitive here, you can put pillows or blocks underneath them to help support your legs. If your knees are all right, use the strength of your legs to gently press your knees down towards the mat. Lengthen the spine with the inhale, and as you exhale, reach your belly towards the soles of the feet. Keep the heart spread forward. Take the wrinkles out of the back of the neck so there's a long line between your tailbone and the crown of the head. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, release the legs. We'll just give the feet a few windshield wiper movements from side to side. I think that's my timer. My youngest son either wants to come do yoga or he's had enough of his dad. I don't know. And coming down onto your spine. Draw the knees into the body, wrap the arms around the legs, giving yourself a little hug. Taking your right knee with both hands, extend the left leg down to the mat. We'll come to a more restorative or relaxed twist. Draw the body across the body to the floor. Extend the right arm out to the side. You can support your right shin with a pillow if you like to help the body release a little bit more softly. The gaze can come to your right fingers if it's comfortable on your neck. Release your Ujjayi breath, allowing the body to soften and release with each exhale. Unwind your twist, coming back to center. Drop both knees into the chest to reset your spine. Extend the right leg down to the mat. Take hold of the left knee with the right hand. Draw it across the body towards the floor, finding your twist. And again, you can support your shin with a block or pillow or anything you like, a stack of books, so that you're able to allow the body to release a little bit more softly. Extend the left arm out to the side. The gaze can come to the thumbs if it's comfortable on the neck. Unwind your twist, coming back to center. Draw the knees into the body, wrap the arms around the legs. So the next, we'll just massage the spine by doing a little rock and roll. So you can bring your hands behind your thighs, lift your chin towards your chest, round the spine, and you can begin to rock the body. Coming up to seated. Coming to your comfortable seat. So you can elevate your hips on a pillow or block if you like. This will release the lower legs, allowing the spine to sit a little taller, a little longer. You can come to cross-legged, lotus or half lotus. Keep the shoulders above the hips, the spine long. Tuck the chin slightly, so lengthen the back of the neck. Release the muscles of the forehead, the jaw, the tongue. Space in between the eyes at the brow center. Let the palms come facing the ceiling. The arms become heavy. Intentionally release all the muscles in the body. Notice the sensation of the breath as you inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the nostrils. And we'll close our practice with the sound of Om, gently bringing the palms together at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May you be at peace with the forces that act upon you, the forces that act within you, and the forces that act around you. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.